Today, we have our top 6 MCU secrets still in their coffin. Happy Halloween, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Illuminati Takeover of the Sacred Rewatch. My name is Ethan Bronson, and this is the podcast where we are rewatching every project in chronological order in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, leading up to Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Each week we go through the MCU in chronological order, so you don't have to. All right, that's my spiel. We have a podcast. Go check it out. But today we're talking about Halloween. Maybe posting this a few days early for Happy Halloween. But I'm joined by our esteemed guests, and we have a little costumes going on. But first up, Wyatt, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today, Ethan?
I'm doing fantastic. Brody, our resident philosopher, is also here. How are we doing, Brody?
I'm doing amazing.
That is just awesome. So we've got some costumes. If you can't tell, it's pretty obvious, I would have to say. But we decided to do a little bit of a subtle dress up, maybe more on the realms of Disney bounding. I'm going to go first because I feel like mine needs a little bit of explanation. So as you can see, I'm wearing a New Asgard Tourism Norway shirt on the back, and I've got my backwards hat on. I envision myself working the hard days and nights of being a dock worker at New Asgard, bringing in the fish. One would say I look a little Asgardian. Take with that what you will. But I know Wyatt can't see me, and for very obvious reasons. Wyatt, what are you dressed up as?
For my Halloween costume this year, for the Sacred Rewatch, I chose to go with Season 1 Daredevil, the Devil of Hell's Kitchen, Matthew Murdock. I wanted to do Defenders Daredevil, but I didn't have the button shirt and the tie and the scarf. That would have been funnier.
I think you're really selling it right now.
Right.
Brody, what about you?
I got the Civil War undercover, not so undercover Captain America look going on. It was, you know what I mean? Easy to throw together this one if you got a brown jacket. Right?
Look at it. Describe it for me.
Except I think he's wearing a different outfit when he does this, but it just makes you want to do it. You understand the whole undercover vibes
so I can see what it looks like.
Okay.
All right. Well, why you may be able to see now. We actually do need you to be able to see your screen.
Man.
But I am going to give you guys the intro of what we're doing. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
In the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Wait. Play the music. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not every story ends with the post-credit scene that goes all the way through. Some were buried alive. Others were sealed away in scripts that never happened, movies that were never created. But tonight, we're opening those coffins. These are the mysteries Marvel forgot to finish. The ones that still whisper through Reddit. I'm an avid fan of Reddit. And half-remembered cameos. So light a candle, grab your shovel. We're digging up MCU's top 6 secrets and stories that have not played through. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes. I'm very ready. I'm scared.
Number 1.
Spook.
We've got Aaron Davis, the Prowler, Spider-Man Homecoming. Donald Glover's cameo should have been an easy one. You get a big actor for this role, and he was in the film for maybe 2 minutes, and we have not seen him a single time. He repeats the line, "I got a nephew who lives here." That single line confirms Miles Morales exists in the MCU. Maybe he's not a superpowered individual. Maybe he never will be in the 616 universe. But we have not seen a damn thing since. No mention of Far From Home, nothing in No Way Home. We did get Across the Spider-Verse cameo from him playing the Prowler, but no confirmation if that's our universe. This one's a frustrating one, and I know for a fact you guys are going to feel frustrated about a lot of these that I'm going to talk about. My question: do they bring him back in the MCU? Yes or no?
Yes.
Nope.
What?
You think yes, Brody?
I think there's no shot that they don't do it. There's still active discussions happening all the time about it, and literally their only rule right now is, I think, wait until Spider-Verse stuff is over. But
See,
again, it's animation, so it'll be 45 years.
I don't know. I
mean, as long as Tom Holland's Peter Parker's around, there's a chance.
There's a chance, yeah. I feel like the cameo we got of him in Spider-Verse felt a little bit more of like a kind of like the way we got Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness, just on a smaller extent, you know? Like here, you know what? Here's for the fans who've always wanted it. Let's show you Donald Glover as the Prowler in live action. Because you get that little scene in Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse, which is cool. I just don't see them MCU-wise ever having the Prowler show up unless it's a Miles Morales storyline, you know? And where we're at now, I don't know how long.
But what was the point of bringing him in so early? Like they knew it was early Spider-Man storyline.
I think that's the issue with the Spider-Man Sony Marvel dynamic is these Spider-Man projects take so long because of the whole Sony thing that Miles Morales and the Prowler, from the Donald Glover standpoint, was set up so long ago that at this point it's taken so long to get there that it has become a somewhat kind of like lost little plot line. I think it works too because there is no connection at all.
But like, imagine going back and rewatching this, and like, say we had a movie or something with Miles being mentored by Tom Holland, Peter Parker, and like in the movie that he was getting mentored by Tony Stark, they have this little piece right here. You know what I mean? And I think it's just, I think it would work because again, the generation that would end up seeing that still loves Donald Glover, the stuff he's doing. He's stopping music, so he's acting. You know what I mean? If he does end up doing the Lando project, whatever, he's going to gain some more traction in that. You know what I mean? So I think
it would work, and I really want it to work.
It was on purpose. They chose a young Uncle Aaron too. Because
I
feel like I think they said what? It's Miles' 6th birthday or whatever at the time.
Yeah.
And something they can always mess around with it because we don't know who got snapped. So they can mess around with some ages there. So there's different ways that they could go about this, but they can make it work.
You want to go down another rabbit hole. It's the idea of the snap and like that it doesn't really matter anymore.
The blips.
What do you mean? Like the snap is kind of something that's only
sometimes
really
it matters, sometimes it doesn't.
Yep, 100%.
It feels like Defenders Battle of New York. We'll bring it up sometimes. Sometimes it's just there and we don't want it brought up.
Yeah.
I disagree though. They brought up the Battle of New York so many times. I mean, we're especially in the thick of it right now watching the Defenders, but I feel like they've brought it up so many times compared to how many times they brought up the blip.
I thought we got the blip tons of times.
I'm saying from a standpoint that it actually not matters, but there were so many opportunities to play with like age differences and time that's passed, and they didn't do it.
I agree. They tried to. It was there. It just wasn't impactful much. Like the entire enemies in Falcon and Winter Soldier were based on that story. That there was people that wanted new world orders going on during that time. You know what I mean? I think it was like Far From Home, which had the entire like blip sequence in it. Then we had like Hawkeye.
That scene.
Like we did have quite a few blip scenes. But they just weren't, like you said, they were just like at the start of a show or random scenes.
So this is where I am with Donald Glover. And this is just a side question that either of you guys might be able to mention. Am I crazy for thinking that, did Donald Glover like decide to end his persona of Childish Gambino, or is he still doing that?
He did. He released his last album last year or whatever.
He was on tour too, and he canceled his tour because he was getting really sick. with something. That's what everyone. That's what
And he
everyone
put
said.
out a
I can't remember.
fake movie trailer.
Hmm.
He put
Okay,
out a fake movie trailer that never happened.
His
and it
music's
wasn't,
been very
I
far
don't
in
think it was a
between,
real
too,
movie.
the last couple of years. Like he's been very much into acting and writing in the last like 5 years, especially with Atlanta and all
that's
that.
good. It's good for this story that we're talking about. But this
Do you
was
guys
my
remember when No Way Home came out? And there's that scene at the end where Tom Holland's moving into his like really rundown apartment, and there's kind of like
Yeah.
that mumbling, just general background talk at the end. Do you guys remember when everyone was trying to say that they were trying to like isolate the audio, and everyone said it sounded like someone saying, "Hey, Miles, I need you to come help me with this," like his aunt calling for him to come help him?
I don't think I heard that.
Oh,
I think I heard
it wasn't a
talking
huge.
about it at the time.
It wasn't a huge thing just because it's nothing. But yeah, I remember there's just like mumbling in the background and people were breaking it down. Like if you listen closely, you hear like his aunt calling for Miles to come help him, and that's how him and Peter will meet.
I think that's kind of just...
And I think we've gotten a few like
that's
random Davis
reaching
lines.
straws.
We've gotten a few like Officer something Davis, but I don't think it has been actual characters from this kind of branch. You know what I mean?
This is where I think it's gonna lead. We're not gonna see anything in Brand New Day, and I feel like this was good too because we've seen a lot of rumors to this point. Brody's done a fantastic job covering Spider-Man Brand New Day up to this point. We've gotten confirmation that damn near every person that's ever existed is going to be in this movie. And Brody, I'm sure you share this sentiment. It seems like they're bringing back everybody for really no story reason. They're even bringing back Scorpion. You know,
well,
that very much in this movie.
That's from this movie, though. So if they're going back and taking stuff from this movie, and the weird thing is, you guys have been following the leaks.
Yeah.
Wyatt
and Brody and Wyatt.
When I see them, I haven't been searching for them, but when they pop up, I've been seeing them.
Do you know about a certain gray guy?
Spoiler podcast, by the way. So go ahead.
Do you know about the gray guy?
Rhino?
No.
Rhino?
The gray guy?
No.
Tell me. I don't care. Who is it?
Tombstone. Tombstone's in this movie. Tombstone is being played by the same actor that's from Into the Spider-Verse. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be the same character. I don't think they're going to take Miles from Spider-Verse, obviously. But if they're doing the same thing that they did with the Donald Glover stuff, and they're bringing in Tombstone, played by the same actor that played him in Spider-Verse, all I'm saying is, if they're taking stuff from the first movie, Tom Holland movie, I think they're trying to round those things off. So I think, hopefully, this next trilogy, like, I don't want to say, like, for certain, I don't think it ever is certain with Spider-Man stuff, but, like, genuinely, I think that we could see Tom Holland being like, hey, I want to take a break from acting as Spider-Man. I need to retire it. He's been talking about it tons in interviews, too, saying that he wants to, like, do what Robert Downey Jr. did to him and mentor someone new. And, I mean, Miles is a big character. People love Miles.
You guys talking with your outfits on is just killing me right now.
Oh, man. Don't go Team Iron Man. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going to throw that in
doubling down and having the mask on the whole podcast is really throwing me for a loop.
I just love him looking up randomly.
It's really heightening my other senses.
He's hearing crack. I don't know if there's a fly in the room.
Sometimes I'm forgetting that I'm actually on the podcast and I'm not just listening to a podcast.
We're going to be saying like Wyatt's name and he's just going to be asleep. He's just been sitting there asleep with his eyes closed.
What I was going to say, though, is this is what I think is going to happen. We're not going to see anything in Brand New Day. That's just my opinion. I think the Brand New Day leaked storyline that I've heard is already too crowded as it is. And one could make a point that that's kind of what No Way Home kind of ended up being, right? But I think we'll probably see him in a very small cameo in Secret Wars, and that will set him up for post Secret Wars MCU.
I think post Secret Wars Spider-Man is going to be very different.
What I'm just curious about, though, like legally, I feel like it's going to get more complicated after Secret Wars. right?
I feel like after Secret Wars, the Spider-Man that gives Spider-Man the opportunity to go the much more traditional Spider-Man route in the MCU. Because I assume Secret Wars is going to have incursions and multiversal stuff, and the whole world's going to look different afterwards, right? Because they're doing reboots and all that stuff allegedly. So I think it'd be cool if after Super Wars we finally get our MC. We get Tom Holland's Green Goblin. We get Tom Holland's Doc Ock. We get Tom Holland's Sinister Six that isn't just other Spider-Man's Sinister Six in his universe. You know?
Yeah.
Like I would love a movie where Spider-Man's MCU Sinister Six, where No Way Home went for it, but like where he loses, because Spider-Man loses so much in the comics. That's kind of a very underrated part of his character, is the ability to keep being Spider-Man when it's like it's never good for Peter Parker. He always loses people. He's always hurt. He's always losing everyone, but he's always still being Spider-Man. And I think the MCU tried to do that with No Way Home, but it was kind of their first attempt. And yeah, it ironed in the idea that with great power comes great responsibility. But the cool thing about Spider-Man to me is that he's always failing. You know, he always has to put the mask back on and go to work the next day. And I think it'd be cool to see the MCU take that approach after Secret Wars with a Green Goblin, a Scorpion, a Rhino, a Shocker.
But you don't think that would be overplayed?
I don't know.
Which part?
I think, like, you think like another Green Goblin, another Doc Ock.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because
like
the Green Goblin is the same as the Joker, you know? Like, there's no Spider-Man with no Green Goblin. There's no Batman with no Joker.
There'd be no reveal, though. Because, like, in my dream setup, if No Way Home didn't happen the way it did, it's like you'd have Doc Ock or the Lizard be his professor in college that he's going after class and doing lessons
and stuff
with.
Like that.
Exactly. Played by Cameron Monaghan, preferably. But that would have been the dream setup. I still love what they did with No Way Home. But who?
Who's that? Is it the guy from? No, it's Dakin Monahan.
Cameron Monaghan. He was just in.
Isn't he? No, but isn't he also? No. Wait. The reason you're thinking that he's from the Star Wars video game.
Yes, he's Cal Kestis.
Oh.
In Jedi
that's
Survivor
right.
and Jedi Fallen Order.
I love him. Actor. That's right.
I think he would have been amazing Harry Osborn in the new one. I think for a little bit.
Oh, that's so cool.
But
he's great. He's good as the Joker on Gotham.
Great Harry Osborn.
I love him.
But that would have been the dream. But like the problem is you don't have the twist. Like even though we as an audience know who the villain is, the big shocking moment in any Spider-Man movie is who the villain is. Them turning whatever, right? So I feel like that's just thrown through the loop if they do a Goblin, if they do something.
And is it a shocking moment? Everybody knew that he was the Vulture. Like that was the whole movie. Even leading up to it, they knew that he was the villain, right?
But you didn't know that was Liz's dad. That was the difference.
Yeah, that's true.
They still had the twist. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. They could do it. If anything, it would be like the third movie. I think third movie, maybe they could do another Goblin. But
the Hobgoblin.
You can't be the foe after you already had him fight him.
You do the Hobgoblin. That'd be kind of fire. Have Ned.
Remember those rumors? Anyway.
That was so fire.
All right.
We've probably got to keep going on the list.
All right. Next one. Once Captain America's moral compass, now the MCU's quietest arms dealer, Sharon Carter, gets pardoned, walks out of a courtroom, and immediately starts selling classified information and technology. And guess what? We haven't seen anything since. No Armor Wars movie doesn't exist.
Phone, right?
Didn't show up in Thunderbolts. No Fallout. Is she running Madripoor? You know, there's a lot of rumors that Madripoor's in Doomsday. Working for Val, I don't think that's very valid because we watched Thunderbolts and I feel like she didn't even get a mention. Or even the greatest TV show of all time, is she a Skrull? Secret Invasion. That wasn't answered either. But this is what makes me upset, guys. Sharon Carter was introduced a long, long time ago. This has the chance to be the greatest character arc we've ever seen.
What?
And I'm not saying from a chance to prove herself, right? To be the hero of the story. Mm-hmm. I love seeing a hero turn to villain and then they just die, you know?
Okay.
why fumble this? You've had such a great, putting her in these little projects, right? And then you slowly start to see it kind of unravel. And, this was Falcon and Winter Soldier. That was the show the last time that we saw her, right? We haven't seen
that one.
Yeah, that's where she gets all.
I remember the arms dealer stuff, but
I forgot that was in the show. She leaves the courtroom and she makes a phone call, and we don't know who she calls, right?
No.
And all the rumors on the block, everyone thinks she was calling Justin Hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, the theory that I was always running off of after a phone call is that the common MCU theory was that she was calling Justin Hammer, and that was going to set up Armor Wars. That's what I believed at the time. That's what I had been going off of. I actually forgot this happened until you just mentioned it.
Yeah,
that's why we're doing it. It's these things that the MCU tries to gaslight us into thinking that, it never happened.
Yeah. Just as Civil War, Captain America, I feel like before I say anything, I have to make an apology for that weird scene in my movie where I kissed my sort of niece. I apologize for that scene. I know there's a guy out there named Brody that hates that scene. So just as Civil War, Captain America, I'm going to apologize to him specifically for that weird scene that he crashed out in the podcast about. But yeah, no, Sharon's a great character with a great actress. And there was so many points to bring her back. I really don't understand how she wasn't. Was she in? I don't even remember. Was she in Infinity War and Endgame?
No.
Not at all.
No.
No.
That's crazy. That's actually wild when you think about it, because like Civil War was like huge Avengers movie. So you would think that she would stay in the group somehow. But she might have popped up as on the list.
I wonder if there's more a legal reason for it. Like maybe it's a contract reason. Like maybe.
Hey, do you want to not be in this multi-bazillion-dollar movie? I don't know.
Cashier check for $2 million to show up for 10 seconds.
Right. We'll CGI most of you.
And what's weird that you mentioned that, Brody, is that she was not seen in Infinity War Endgame, and they doubled down, and they bring her back after Endgame.
I feel like they must have realized their fumble, or they were just desperate for characters that could be in TV shows that weren't expensive.
I think it was more of
great actors.
I think the early
that weren't
TV
the most
shows,
expensive to fill in TV show roles.
Who can we get to put in here? And you need characters who are
They're
Captain
like the Netflix
America
shows.
adjacent for your Captain America show.
Exactly.
Do you think if we did get an Armor Wars movie or TV show, and it probably went back or forth 3 or 4 times before it eventually got canceled, do you think we would have seen her at least, or would she have been a crucial part to that movie or TV show?
100%. I do think that phone call at the end was her. I think that phone call at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier is an Armor Wars related phone call, just because of where it makes too much sense given everything at the time. Like in that show, we find out she's selling weapons and she's kind of becoming a bad guy. Armor Wars had been announced. We knew Armor Wars was about people trying to like get their hands on Stark tech. So I just feel like it was 100% supposed to be an Armor Wars setup, and then it kind of just fell on its face.
Well, we had a long Spider-Man conversation. This one, I feel like, has more. It's really just one question. Like, where is she going to come back? She has to come back, right? Right? Please tell me she has to come back.
But like, do I even want it at this point? Like, it's weird. Like, I'm more hyped for Aaron Davis coming back, who I got in the movie for 5 minutes, than her coming back, just because there's been such a gap. Like, I understand there's gaps in the stories in the MCU. Like, that's a normal thing.
I agree. I don't really want,
but like, her relativity to the characters that we know is just like pretty much gone. They didn't build on her relationship with any of the new characters much.
And Captain America: New World Order, another place that she could have been in, and she wasn't.
Do you think?
Yeah, we're never going to see her again. Realistically,
I think I butchered the title. It's Brave New World, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
You said the
going
old
off
name.
title. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Serpent Society.
But you mean, who knows? Maybe she was drawn up as like one of the original villains or helping the villain in that movie. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We may never know. And this is my worry, and we're going to talk about this for another story that Marvel decided to put in the coffin. You know, a lot of these, I'm starting to get really concerned that if we don't get it by Doomsday, we'll never get them, because they're going to go through a soft reboot, and
I'm going to be
that'll be it.
honest. I think any story that hasn't been concluded by Doomsday is probably done.
Oh, I would agree.
I think Doomsday is not the end all be all, but I think like Doomsday is the boom, and then everything that's happened before has happened, and then everything that's going to happen afterwards is all new.
They shouldn't reset it, man.
They shouldn't. I think it's such a terrible idea. I think it's an awful idea.
Right? Oh man.
Okay. You don't have to do all. It's just like why a hard
for another
reboot?
episode.
You
We'll
can
do an
a
episode
soft
talking
reboot.
about that. Yeah.
All right. This next one, this is actually a great segue. Obviously, this is our Halloween episode. I mentioned it subtly already. Our first episode that we did like this, our Easter egg video that dropped on Easter, had a very similar topic. We talked about Harry Styles and Pip and Star Fox. This one, a little bit more on the grand scale. The Eternals. We finally got a story reason of where, not Arishem, the big ass celestial that's in the Indian Ocean. We find out that that it's made of adamantium, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. I'm here to talk about the Eternals as a whole. What's happening? I mean, this is a crime. You have a whole movie, and we haven't seen a single one since then.
Well,
obviously, this picture that I'm showing right now,
kind of,
half of them have died, right? Or moved on. But
what?
Sorry for the spoilers, but what? Why?
Wait, like actually? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean they moved on?
Let's hear your case.
No, I'm asking genuinely. I've seen this movie once and it's a blur to me. What do you mean?
So out of all these characters you've seen right here in this picture.
Yep.
Have you seen a single other one? Have you seen a mention of an Eternal?
But you said they were like gone. Like they got cooked?
A lot of them are dead, yeah.
Half of them died, and then the other half.
I remember one of them died.
And they said that they were gonna be undergoing judgment. Did Arishem just kill him? Is that going to be their story? He just decided to off him?
All right, this is what happened to the Eternals.
You know what it is? Whoever we can't afford in the budget.
Yep, the movie was too bad. It had awful fan reception. I think it'd be too expensive to do a new one. They have the Netflix effect, where the only drive to see what happened next is because it's been so long since anything. You're just like what you're saying right now. You're kind of like, what the hell happened to the Eternals? Like you're more curious from a business standpoint than a real story standpoint. I just think that Marvel knows there's no point. Like no one wants to see it. They're gonna waste their money. It's gonna flop. Why not just put more effort and time into other projects?
Right. Just give us a TV show.
Yeah, I just think they know that.
Styles. Give us a TV show with Harry Styles. Introduce a new character played by Benson Boone, who can backflip across the universe. And then maybe that's how Eternals lives on. You know what I mean?
It's a cool idea, and Eternals had cool, cool moments. And the idea of like these heroes being throughout all of history was pretty cool. Like that part was really cool. But I don't know. I have no want for Eternals 2. Like I do not care.
From a casting perspective,
too.
This movie seems doomed from nearly the beginning. Right? You get some of the most A-list actors you can find, right? As a driving factor of why somebody should go see a movie. A lot of people think, oh, well, they had Chris Hemsworth, they have Tom Hiddleston in Thor. those actors were pretty irrelevant before the MCU.
This is
and
true.
It's not just the MCU brought them to fame. They also coincidentally had other projects come out that brought them to the A-list tier. I'm not going to say that they weren't a B-list or C-list or even D-list before, right? But now the MCU very rarely goes with a relatively unknown actor or actors in this case. And I mean, I can't imagine what the budget was to get these people in the movie. So after that, you've set a precedence that we got to pay them a ton of money.
Hmm.
And now they're stuck with, well, the movie didn't do well, the story's not compelling, and we got to pay him $100 million, you know?
Yeah.
It's just so
That's
disconnected too from the even like whoever
Yeah.
I don't really know who pitched it in the writers' room or like in the MCU timeline room. You know, it's a
when did this
character.
come
It's a
out?
group of characters that no one knows,
November of 21.
and not in the way, to
yeah.
be cool. Not it's the group of characters that no one knows, and
Wyatt.
not in the way to be. Yeah, I know. I had to take my mask off. That's how mad the Eternals got me. I need a face-to-face conversation right now.
I didn't know it was you.
The thing about you couldn't recognize on my spot half my face. The thing about Eternals is it's not like they're a group of characters where the mystery on who they are is interesting. Like if they were to come out and be like, we're doing a West Coast Avengers movie, people would be like, who are the West Coast Avengers? And it'd be cool to see because it's like, or like we're doing a Defenders movie. You'd be like, oh, I know Daredevil. Let's see the Defenders. Not a single character in any one of these did most people know, me included. I didn't know who the hell the Eternals were. I had to do so much research on kind of like their vibe and what they are. Because you do have to have a little bit of... It helps knowing these characters before the movie. At least knowing who Spider-Man is, you know?
I can't name one of them.
I think it was just... There was no curiosity from a fan standpoint to go see it. You're more of like, yeah, I don't know who the Eternals are at all. And I'm not... They didn't do a good job at marketing that as like a new team. And then it just kind of falls flat when the movie's not good.
This is, I would argue, this is my most frustrating one, to be honest.
That's your most frustrating one?
Yeah.
That's your
like,
because
you wanted to return?
You made a movie dedicated to all these brand new characters. And actually, this is... We're not going to specifically be talking about it in the next one, but Moon Knight as well. You introduce a character you have no intention of bringing back anytime soon.
That's true.
I feel like I
disagree
fully understand why
on
this
that part.
happened.
I disagree on the no intention to bring them back. I think they very much wanted Eternals to come back.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
No, no. I'm doubling down. If they really had intention, they would have.
No, because you set up all that stuff at the end with the Judgment and Blade. They obviously wanted the Eternals. They even said like they were very.
I think it would have been like Guardians.
They wanted the Eternals to be a big part of Marvel. I was like from what they were talking, the way they talked about it.
I think it would have been like Guardians. We would have gotten 1 and 2. Judgment would have been the second movie, and then they would have met up with the Avengers like the Fantastic Four have and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. But realistically, I think this movie just happened because they were like, we need to offer to the MCU that... What?
The thing about the Eternals is there's actually a lot of cool... Like, there's a good idea, the idea of these heroes being around forever, and you can see kind of like them during... Because there's scenes that take place during like ancient Egypt, and like, you know, it's cool to see like then and then modern times. And their powers are pretty cool too. Like, they have some cool powers, you know? The super speed, I can't remember her name. Her super speed's really cool and it's portrayed in a cool way. I don't know his name either, but the guy who's gonna play Booster Gold, his powers, like the guns, are pretty cool. Icarus is a cool character. I think they have a lot of cool potential, and Cersei has cool powers.
Naming these.
But
this is crazy.
I don't know, just it takes... Cersei's the only one I know. And Icarus is the only one I know because he flies into the sun, and it's kind of... That's how he dies, you know. And
that's the only one I thought died.
All right, yep. I'm gonna try to name every character. Here we go. We've got Sprite, Cersei, Icarus,
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie.
Barry Keoghan.
Johnny. I know him.
Is Barry Keoghan in this movie? I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh my god. He's the guy who's delivering lines. He's actually pretty good.
He's the Joker.
It's his name. Oh, wait. I got another one. Phaistos?
Whoa, you're making these up.
No, I'm not making them up.
Is real.
These are the names of the
Sprite.
McDonald's
I don't think
Happy
Sprite's
Meal
real.
toys.
I think he made up Sprite.
Well,
Sprite was
Sprite
something
is now a human. We'll never see Sprite again. She was written out of the story.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Oh no.
Oh,
But like,
right.
I feel so bad about this one because like I know.
Oh, Gilgamesh. There we go.
the strong guy's named Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Etc. is where we put that right there. But like, I don't know. I just feel so bad because I know like there's someone out there who Eternals is their favorite movie, and I've been that person. You know what I mean?
And the
like,
worst
I've been
part
that
about
person
it,
where I know my
it's
movies
the guy that Carson and I were sitting next to when Carson and I went and saw this movie. There was a guy sitting next to us who was laughing so hard and loved this movie. Like every joke was landing so hard, and he was laughing his ass off. Every cool moment, he was like clapping and cheering. Oh hell yeah, man!
Okay. Maybe I need to rewatch it on a podcast or something where I'll talk about it with my homies.
Maybe we should do a podcast where we rewatch every MCU movie in chronological order leading up to Avengers Doomsday.
That would be a good idea, and I think we could bring in some views and some likes and subscribes right now this instant for that.
All right. We're going to move on to the next one.
Maybe we could dress up one day for an episode.
Halloween episode or something.
Next one. Kamala Khan. There's something different in your genes. Maybe like a mutation. The X-Men theme plays.
I forgot about this completely.
Nothing. Didn't really talk about.
I actually haven't seen the show. Is it like the X-Men 97 theme?
Yeah.
Show.
Really? That was brought back
there
by
was
the
no
brothers?
talk about her being an X-Men or being a mutant in the Marvels. No mention in Deadpool and Wolverine.
This feels like such a weird thing, though. Like, if she's not even in the new Avengers yet, why would you set up her being in the X-Men? This is crazy to me.
Confusion.
And then they didn't go all out with the new Avengers stuff, which they should have. I hope they do, but I don't think they will. Anyway, I was just talking about this on the Zombies episode. Kamala Khan's a great character. And the Miss Marvel show is really fun.
No, very fun. And this is what I will say.
I haven't seen a single thing she's done for the MCU yet still.
You haven't seen Marvels?
I haven't seen Marvels or the show yet at all.
This is just a theory that I created on my own.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Ooh.
She's working on trying to build like a West Coast Avengers, Kid Avengers team, right? Or the Young Avengers.
Or so we thought.
But why say that she's a mutant and not follow up on it? So I think Marvel's got a plan here.
Oh my gosh.
Post Secret Wars, they introduce the X-Men, right?
Yep.
Let me cook, guys. Let me cook.
I see where you're going.
The original X-Men franchise uses this character as like a focal point. One would say not necessarily a leader, but a main story driver. We have already got this history with Kamala Khan, even if it's a little bit. Instead of Rogue, we've got Miss Marvel.
What do you mean?
Honestly, I don't think they would replace Rogue.
What do you mean?
But I like your idea of her coming back.
What are you confused about?
Like Kamala Khan, like Rogue just isn't an X-Men, and instead it's Kamala Khan.
No, not necessarily. More of just using a character to. I mean, it's been several years now since I've watched the X-Men movies, but I do remember those, especially the first X-Men movie, and then X-Men. What's the second one? X2? I think that's just the main title of it.
Yeah, it goes X-Men, X2, and then X-Men: The Last Stand.
So I remember X-Men and X2. Rogue was kind of a crucial part of why the X-Men.
Rogue's what gets Wolverine to the X-Men.
So I have no explanation of how that would work. I just think that this is something that they could do.
See,
I'm
kind of
I love
going
the
off of
X-Men.
what you're saying. I think that when they bring the X-Men into this, they're gonna do the world turns against mutants thing. Like if they do the whole new world, new whatever, right? Reset.
Yeah.
They're gonna be going into the instead of a world that embraces people that are superheroes, they're gonna be against mutants, right? I think that's kind of the stuff that they might lean into. They're using the X-Men 97 theme. So
I have it.
Hopefully, because if she was in the new Avengers, then people might start turning against her because she's a mutant, and that would kind of be her story, not necessarily her joining the X-Men. Like this might just be like her being a mutant, and then that's gonna throw her out of the loop with the public or with her friends or whatever.
Or this is another thing too. I think after Doomsday, the thing about the X-Men is the X-Men can't just show up. Like the X-Men can't just all of a sudden start appearing in the MCU right now in the year of 2028.
Unless there was an Avengers movie.
They need to have been there in the universe. So I think after Doomsday, you have your incursion, you have your worlds colliding. That's when your X-Men show up. Your X-Men from the other universe are there, and the worlds colliding introduces the X gene. And now you have people who start developing the X gene who were in the universe pre the incursion, but now because of the incursion, they develop the X gene, they're developing these abilities, which then creates Charles to create the school for gifted children, the Charles Xavier School for Gifted People. So then you have the people turning against the mutants, because the mutants have to just already be pre-established, and that way you have your pre-established mutants. Now that the worlds have collided, Charles builds his school for those who are developing the powers. You have Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. You have Kamala, who's a Avenger. You have Kamala, who's an Avenger.
What scene did I miss?
What a twist that would be, wouldn't it?
That'd be so fire. And then the people start to turn against the mutants because, you're different, you're a mutant, you weren't here before the incursion, however they write it. But then you have Kamala, who's been an Avenger, who comes out and goes, I'm actually a mutant, and I've been a mutant forever, and I've been on this earth, I've always been a mutant. And then people are like, mutants are cool. Because they kind of have her as their, you've always been a mutant? That's kind of, I guess it's kind of messed up to not like these guys now.
But imagine, because they put this theme in here, we get like how the new Superman soundtrack was, where they just use the 97 theme. Could you imagine? Or she becomes an X-Men. Cool.
I'm very worried for MCU X-Men.
I think if anything, it would be the School of Gifted Children.
I'm so worried for MCU X-Men that I don't even know if I want it.
Okay, so
I'm so worried for MCU. I'm so worried.
Yeah. You don't seem that worried.
I was just moving up. What do you mean worried? How am I not worried? I've literally been saying, don't do the reset. We're not getting Young Avengers. I think they're making a lot of mistakes. But
Fantastic Four's box office is what made me worried. Like, the fact that Fantastic Four didn't make that much money, it was concerning.
That is something to be said there. It was a fun movie, though.
It was a great movie.
So, my last question before we move on to our next story that's in a coffin. 10 years from now, right? The actor that plays Kamala Khan, she's a big MCU fan. I don't see them really ever getting rid of her being in the MCU. There's just no point. If you have an actor that's that dedicated to being in the MCU, there's no reason to ever get rid of her. So, we're sitting here right now. I'm 23 right now. Wyatt's 22. Brody, what are you, 20?
I'm 23. Sure.
I am 20.
Yeah, so you're 22.
I'm 23.
Oh, yes, you are 23. Good Lord. Okay, 10 years from now, we're all 30 plus.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
When you think of Kamala Khan, 10 years from now, is she an Avenger or is she an X-Men?
Neither.
She's dead.
Oh, my God.
She died. She died in the X-Men team-up movie. Yep, she dies in the X-Men team-up movie.
I don't think so. I don't think she's going to be either. Like I said, if anything, it's just going to be the mutant thing is just going to be how she gets her character arc going for her movie. Or they'll be done with New Avengers at the point. I think they're just going to do it for these Avengers movies and they're going to drop it. And then Maybe she'll be at the school for gifted children. You know what I mean? Maybe she'll cross over with that character we saw in Ironheart or something. But I think realistically, I don't think she'll end up being on the X-Men. Unless some crazy, crazy stuff happens.
I don't think she'll be on the X-Men either. I think the X-Men will be its own thing. I think she could play the role as kind of like
be the original team.
Hey, mutants are cool. I'm a mutant type of role. I haven't seen her show or her movie, so I don't really know the character too well, or kind of like the vibe the character gives off. But from what I have seen from her little cameos,
very underrated.
I don't necessarily
She's
see.
amazing
Well, I
every
don't see
role.
her. I don't see her character written as someone who could be the leader of the Young Avengers. Like, I don't see her character being the one who could be like recruiting all these young people to go be the West Coast Avengers. Does that make sense? Is that true? Like, I don't know. Do you guys see her character being the character who could be the leader?
I do.
I think it's a funny. I
haven't seen her all.
Than our Hawkeye right now, Kate Bishop.
Yeah,
I think that's a funny dynamic to have her, because it is something that like Peter Parker would do. She has a very Peter Parker kind of sense to her. And I kind of like the idea of that dynamic, but like I said, I think they're going to get around to it a little too late, or they're just going to do it in these Avengers movies, and it's done. Then they're going to be like, no new Avengers because we have to set up new movies that are going to be X-Men and stuff.
I'll leave you guys this last thing before we move on. A lot of things can happen in 10 years. And I think in 10 years, they'll want to go back to her comic roots. Maybe this whole mutant thing is wrong. I'll leave you with one word.
Okay.
Blackagar Boldagar. All right, we're moving on. She's an Inhuman.
What was it? What did that mean? Oh.
That's Black Bolt's real name.
Our next one is This Castle.
Is this from Moon Knight?
Yes.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
I'm playing Marvel GeoGuessr. I was playing Marvel GeoGuessr. I wanted to see if I could get that.
A heavy influence and rumors that this is Latveria. Obviously,
what is this?
There was an empty seat in Fantastic Four. Someone missing from Latveria.
Hey,
and we even got first look at Doctor Doom.
What is this? Where's this from?
This is from Moon Knight.
This is from Moon Knight.
This is from episode 1 of Moon Knight?
Yes.
He falls asleep and then he wakes up, and I think this is where he drives the truck, correct?
Yeah.
The truck sequence, you remember that?
He
wakes up and he's driving the truck.
I do.
That is in this area.
They have that awesome scene where they played "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go." Oh, so
yes. Good. And no one knows where that takes place.
No.
There's a castle here.
Latveria.
I don't think. Yeah.
It has very, very similar looks to what Latveria has been depicted in the comics. But like I was saying, Doctor Doom.
It was a little off-putting, wasn't it? Wasn't there something with the people or with like the way the city was designed? Wasn't there something weird about it that made people think this too?
Well, wasn't it like a weird cult city for Ethan Hawke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was just visiting. He was necessarily not his hometown. But Doctor Doom, we've seen his first look in Fantastic Four. That was a separate universe. But this is the MCU 616 we're talking about. There's several questions to be asked from this image alone. One,
it does look
is this Latveria? Number 2, is Doctor Doom that we're going to see in Doomsday in the 616 universe this whole time? Is he? And I really like this theory.
Okay.
Is Victor Von Doom, Doctor Doom, is he behind Roxxon, that fictitious company that we've seen since what? Iron Man 2?
Iron Man 2, I want to say.
Yeah. We've seen him what is it? Roxcart or Rocksmart in Loki. I really like that theory that he could be the one behind Roxxon. Maybe he's funding Valentina behind the scenes. But this one is going to get answered. I don't know necessarily for this image, but we're going to get answers. I feel confident about that.
My thing about Doctor Doom is with the whole, is he in like this picture? Is he in the 616? I think that the very clear answer has to be no. He can't be. He's not in the 616. Otherwise, he would have shown up. It's Doctor Doom. But
He
also at
wouldn't
the
be
same
set up in
time,
Fantastic Four.
the only reason he could have not be in the 616, like the only reason that makes sense as of now that I could think of, is the Tony Stark variant route, and I don't want him to be a Tony Stark variant at all. But that's the only thing that makes sense on why he wouldn't be in our universe yet, is because we have Tony Stark, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
I
really
think this
see the way to make
castle-
it. I don't really see how to do it the right way in my eyes, like how it could balance it, you know?
But that's like with everything with Doomsday and stuff. Like none of it makes sense to me. So we'll have to see. I think this castle looks a little. It could be Doctor Doomish with some gloomy clouds and stuff. You know what I mean? In the city.
It's actually
But
a beautiful day in
realistically,
that area.
yeah, I feel like the Russo brothers would look at this and be like, "We need a castle that's crazier for our movie." So he would end up making another one or something, even
I
if this
actually
is
disagree with
what it
that,
was
actually,
supposed
Brody.
to be.
I actually feel
Really?
the
You think they
opposite.
would keep it the same?
I feel like they're taking much more of the approach for the Doctor Doom is that this Doctor Doom is much more of a, not a good person, but like Latveria isn't a like evil place, you know? It's a place that he cares about. It's a people. There are people there that he cares and genuinely wants the best for. I think when we see our Doctor Doom, it's much more going to be the Thanos route, where this is my mission to do this, or this incursion will happen.
Yeah.
Like I have to do this, or these two worlds are going to collide, and then my whole Earth is gone. I think that's the approach they're going to take. So I don't know if I necessarily see Latveria being storm clouds and thunder and, you know, all that. But I very much could be wrong. That's how I see. That's the route I kind of see.
So it
for
would be cool though.
It would be cool. Doombots walking around all over
Another
the place.
castle we've seen that looks very similar to this. Let me take you to
Okay. Are we looking at
episode 6,
Age of Ultron?
season 1 of Loki? We get a very similar castle to this that's in at the end of time. That's where King is residing.
Yes.
Do you think this has any relation to that? Do you think either of these have any relation to Doctor Doom? Thoughts?
No, I think it's just a castle.
Castles are cool.
It's a castle.
Castles are
It's a
cool.
castle that Disney already owns. Like they already have the imagery for that castle. You can just drop it in the end of time, add some cool filters and colored lights, and you're not going to tell a huge difference. I think it's.
It's
I
an
think it's
Adobe
really just.
dock.
I don't think
it's
he'll
just
be connected to the end of
reusing
time
assets
one.
pretty much.
But wouldn't that be cool though?
It'd be really cool. It'd
It's
be
part
really
of the
awesome
end of time one.
if we find out that
Because the end of time one is all, isn't it like all gold cracks?
Yeah.
Like it has the gold cracks, like the helmets and stuff that they've done before. So like that would be something that I feel like King would do. I don't know. They could really go any direction with it. This is like probably the most open-ended one.
Yeah.
Just because it just depends on the script and what they want to do. Because really, how many people are going to be watching the movie and be like, that's from Moon Knight episode 1? Like, I understand that we'll get that later.
It's okay to have fan service.
I know, but I'm just saying this is limited fan service. I feel like it would take people going and watching a new Rockstars video to place that this is from Moon Knight. You know what I mean? And rewatching Moon Knight, it doesn't impact it much that it would be Latveria.
I think the way we see Latveria is going to look very, very much like Sokovia, and there's just going to be like, you know, and it's going to be like, if they take the Tony Stark variant route, I think that's what they're going to do, and you're going to have like the Doombots who very much look like the Iron Legion from Age of Ultron, who are like protecting the city, you know,
suit of armor around the world. That'll be the thing.
I hope the Doombots better look cool.
Bryant.
All right, our last one.
Okay.
Deadpool and Wolverine non-crossover ending. Everybody, including Kevin Feige himself, said this is the first Deadpool movie in the MCU 616. And guess what? How much runtime do you guys think Deadpool had in 616? Spoiler alert, 0. 0 seconds.
Yeah, wait, what are you talking about?
Wait, what do you mean?
Kevin Feige himself said that this movie was taking place in the MCU 616. And not once was there a single second.
Oh, of him actually being in the 616.
Yeah.
Because it was all in because it all took place in the
Fox
what's
universe.
it called? Well, no,
but the Happy Hogan stuff. That was the Happy Hogan stuff.
That wasn't
in
616. That was 828. That wasn't 616. I don't think.
No, it was 616 pre-Endgame.
Oh, was it?
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
You're
right.
Okay, because I was gonna say there's that whole scene, and then they have the stuff on the shelf from the movies.
Yeah.
I was like,
okay, but that's not the point.
I get the
not 1 second. Not 1 second. He was.
The point is, it doesn't lead to anything. At the end of the movie, instead, it ends with Wade and Logan resetting the timelines and heading home, having a happy day, celebrating Wade's birthday.
But I think it was said. I think he said that so we know that they're connected. Like, it doesn't take place in the 616, but it also does. Because think about it, all the people who get pruned in the 616. If you get pruned in the 616, you're going to get sent to the same place Deadpool went. So in a way, they're still somewhat connected
through the TVA. So either he could always go back through the TVA.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and get back to this other universe, or everything didn't actually go back to normal.
There's enough connection that he can easily go to. You can easily write it so he can go to the 616, which is what I think Kevin Feige was more of going for by saying that. You know,
I think the TVA will just bring together some people. I think that's how they're going to bring in a lot of this stuff. Like, I think we're going to get like Owen Wilson showing up or something. Like, I think there's some TVA stuff.
Have you seen like
just on a jet ski? That's all I have.
Yeah, there's three teams in Doomsday. There's like the Avengers team, and then there's like the Fantastic Four group, and then there's going to be Loki's team. That's what I've seen a lot of stuff. People are talking about like Loki will have a team that has like these guys and Owen Wilson, and like they'll be doing.
They're saying the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, Doom's team, the Wakandans. I think that's it.
Oh, see, I thought Doom's team was the X-Men.
Can you imagine?
I thought.
No.
I got the vibe the Doom's team was all the people from other universes trying to. Like, I thought the X-Men were going to be fighting our Avengers with Doom. Not with Doom, but for the same general reason. Like, we're fighting to save our Earth. And then they're going to be like, oh, let's actually become teammates and fight against this guy.
No, I think what's going to happen is that it's the first hour of the movie is going to be the introduction of the X-Men. Then it's going to be Avengers versus X-Men, right? With Doom just kind of like watching from the outside. And a lot of what I've seen too is Doom's going to be kind of painted to be the hero that can save the incursions from happening.
Ooh.
I think Secret Wars, I don't think the X-Men are in Doomsday very much at all. I think they're very much in Secret Wars.
I disagree.
So.
I've heard that Doomsday is very much.
We already have the cast list though, so I guess.
Well, that is true. But I guess
I don't know if that's our X-Men that we'll end up getting though.
I can't do it.
It's a mess. I don't know. I think Deadpool will have to be in one of these movies because he'll just look at the camera and he'll be like, "We're resetting timelines," and everyone will be like, "I love Deadpool, so that's funny and that's okay."
Yep.
It'll be the end credits scene for Endgame. Wise.
He'd be like, okay, and now we're doing a hard reboot. And then fans are like, oh, okay.
He'll take the prune stick and he'll hit the camera with it. And then that's how he gets sent to this new universe.
That's so meta. The camera gets
Wouldn't that be crazy?
That'd be so cool. If they prune the audience, that'd be
he shows
so
up,
cool.
Kamala Khan goes, "Are you Spider-Man?" And he goes, "No." Grabs the prune stick.
That'd be funny.
Says, "Ka-chow." And then you get pruned.
I hope that'd be really funny if his first scene someone asked him if he's Spider-Man.
Right? Wouldn't that be amazing?
Ooh. All right.
Anyway.
Well, any other Halloween thoughts you guys have?
Any other Halloween thoughts? That's vague. We could get into some stuff here. Has Halloween felt like it's gotten worse every year? Less mystical? Less magical?
Heard rumor on the block, Brody.
And
people are saying trunk or treats are killing Halloween. That's what I keep hearing.
Dude, this is podcast.
Because everyone's like,
stuff.
Oh yeah,
can we just go on this for a little bit?
Oh yeah, trunk or treat.
Were you thinking something else?
It's like trunk or treat on Monday, trunk or treat on Tuesday, trunk or treat on Thursday. when the kids had 3 trunk or treats in a week, no parent
Mm.
wants to take them trick or treating on actual Halloween, you know? So
Right.
people
That
are really
makes
hating
sense. Too
trunk
much
or
candy.
treats right now for ruining Halloween. That's what I've been seeing a lot.
But
on
how will
trick or
trick or treats
TikTok.
be post Doomsday, post Secret Wars? We'll have to see. Let vary in
Post
chocolates.
Doomsday. Oh, all we're seeing live Doombot
Turkish
costumes.
delights.
Exactly. But like
Turkish
anyway,
delight.
general Halloween thoughts for MCU.
Yes.
Like, can we just say Can we just put a wish list out there for something that we want from like spooky Halloween?
Yep. Guess what? It's on the screen now.
It's on the screen.
It's on the
What's
screen.
on the screen? The thing that I want, like it just
Yeah.
exists.
Yep.
Okay. So another Marvel presentation, special presentation, 50 minutes, whatever, right? Moon Knight fighting Werewolf by Night. That's literally bring back Michael Giacchino or something to direct it and just
we missed
sum those
the
up.
biggest Halloween Easter egg of all time. I didn't even mention it.
Hey, part 2
What?
coming soon next year.
I guess we'll have to wait till next Halloween. Oh man,
What is it?
Werewolf by Night. We haven't seen anything by Werewolf by Night.
That's
Oh, well,
what my episode is going to be.
Wyatt, do you have any general thoughts of Halloween or a Halloween wish list you have?
I wish they would do more stuff like Werewolf by Night. I think Werewolf by Night's great, and it's great because it's so different. You know, it's like it's in black and white, and it's a 45 minute. It's a 45 minute. It's not that scary. Like it's not a horror movie
You directed. I'm proud.
It's a 45 minute black and white, and it feels very different. Special, what are they called? Special, whatever. It was cool. I wish they would do more stuff like that. More adventurous, kind of creative things. I like stuff like that.
But they were trying new stuff. Like that's what I love about it. You mean
I know.
It wasn't just being like
it was
horror
good.
kind of vibes, just to be like there's blood on the screen and it's spooky. Even though they do put blood on the screen and it is spooky, they do that in one of the scenes.
It's in black and white, so it's not blood.
Yeah, but it's not like people just do brutal stuff to do brutal stuff. You know what I mean? Like a lot of fans want brutal stuff just for it to be brutal, just so they could say, "Oh, this is a rated R project," or whatever, right? But like, they were trying new stuff. You know what I mean? I think having the guy who's the composer also be the director is something really interesting for Marvel. And I think it was his first directing credit ever. And I think that was really cool. I think special presentations are something that they need to do more things like that. 50 minutes, contained, they can go places. But Halloween is a great way to explore that. And we got WandaVision Halloween episode. And we got zombies. So they are doing stuff. You know what I mean? It's just...
I wish Zombies is live action.
It just has to happen where a show releases around the time. What were we saying?
I said I wish Zombies was live action.
Oh man, the budget. Whoever we can't afford got their head ripped off in the zombie apocalypse.
The budget to the makeup department.
It's all CGI.
Yeah, the budget would be insane.
AI replacement.
If it's going to be CGI, then I don't want to see it.
I didn't want to see it in the first place. Like it would be crazy. Anyone that they can't afford, they'd just be like, oh, their face got clawed off. Just pretend it's Robert Downey Jr.
And that's going to do it for this episode of the very, very special Halloween edition of the Illuminati Takeover. We hope you enjoyed diving all over the timeline today. New recap episodes are coming out every week leading up to Avengers Doomsday, wherever you are in the multiverse. Thanks for making the Sacred Rewatch part of your journey. Happy Halloween, everybody. Stay safe out there. See you guys.